What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by Amanda and Alexis from Studio Y. Why?
Why? Well, this is their second chance trying to be here. Last time they got rained out.
Yeah, they did. And also the Y in the Studio Y stands for yoga. So we might do some yoga.
Oh, I want to do some yoga here.
Maybe we'll get
I'd love
some
to
stretches.
see you try.
That would be great. And our second guest is going to be Bonnie from the Hansen House, which is a hospice type place. You can go and die dignity. And it's very, very inexpensive. We're going to talk about how that got started and more. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on 94.7 FM.
And streaming right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we're just going to do yoga the whole time. That's what Ronnie said. What was your favorite position that you said?
I don't really have one, but
No, the one you didn't like.
Crow.
I was joking. Crow.
I cannot rest my entire body weight on my arms. It's just, I can't do it. I want to do it.
Let's
so
see
bad.
if these two could do it. I'm talking
sure
about
they can.
Amanda and Alexis, and both of you are from Studio Y. Amanda, you own Studio Y, correct?
I do.
Get a little bit closer. There we go. So thank you guys for being on. I know last time you were going to be on that Friday, and none of us could make it because
the
of that.
entire town flooded.
Yeah, it was a pretty gnarly Friday.
Yeah, she's like, I can't make
Thursday.
it. Johnny's like, I can't make it. Our next guest, I can't make it. I was like the only one that's like, I'll be there.
Yeah. No, but so thank you guys for being on. So Amanda, you did you grow up here in Yuma? Are you born and raised?
Born and raised.
So when you were young, were you always like into being flexible, and like, was this a dream of yours to have a studio that does yoga? Or because I think when we talked one time, you were into film.
Yeah, I actually have a master's in film and television production.
Wow.
So talk about that a little bit. Like, where did that come from, that passion? And then we'll end up with how you have a studio for yoga.
Well, I grew up in the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s. So I was raised by MTV.
Mm-hmm.
And my dream was to make music videos when I was older.
Oh, okay. So you watched the videos on MTV like we all did, right?
Yes,
in the 80s?
I loved it.
So you're like, I could do that. I want to do that. Or what attracted you to it? The creativity, or?
I think how creative they were, how short they were. So it seemed like something
So it was
I could
doable.
handle.
Yeah, not like a whole movie. That's too
I
much.
didn't have to come up with a plot or like nothing Aristotelian. Just
So where did you get your master's?
at Chapman University.
Where's that?
It's in Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty big film school. I wasted a lot of money there.
Yeah, I'm sure it cost a lot. But hey, you got your master's, which is amazing.
No, I lived in LA. I tried the whole shtick for a while, and it was miserable.
It was miserable.
Yeah.
In LA.
Like being in LA, or what was
being a casting associate, just getting coffee for people that weren't the nicest people, and the traffic. The traffic was
horrendous.
So you're from Yuma, and then that's a big change going over there, having to deal with, like you said, the traffic. The people do operate a little differently than Yuma. You find that out. Yeah.
I mean, because you got your master's to want to make these videos, but you ended up just getting
You
people
have to
coffee.
climb
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this isn't what I want to do.
The ladder was no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. So what prompted you to come back to Yuma then?
My husband was offered a job by my father.
Okay.
So all the time I spent getting to California and creating this life as like a surfer and but I think it's one of the best things that's happened to me, because I can't imagine raising my kids anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you said you kind of established or tried to get some roots there, did some surfing, I guess. And so your husband gets this job offer. What was it like when did you want to come back to Yuma at that point, or were you still enjoying going off in the ocean and taking a nice surf?
It was a rough transition being landlocked again.
Yeah.
And my husband's from LA. So he was excited about this, all the fields and this rural place and no traffic. And
oh, so he was excited for the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he could kind of
like, I'm from here. I already know what it's all about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you came back, and like you said, now you're a boy mom, all boys. And that's awesome.
Yes, I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and Alexis, you're originally from Canada.
Oh,
right?
wow. She's all, yeah.
Yeah, shaking her head. Yes, you did get that right. But normally the Canadians that come down for just a certain amount of time, and then they leave. How did you end up here and stayed?
Yeah. So good question. My mom's a nurse and she got a job full time down here in Yuma. She wanted to live somewhere with palm trees. And Yuma had palm trees.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in about third grade. And then, so I've lived in Yuma until I graduated high school, Yuma High.
Nice.
And then I moved to Austin, Texas. And I spent a lot of time there. And that's where I found yoga. And that's where I found spirituality and kind of a community that was a little bit more artsy. And I loved it.
Did you ever go back to Canada and visit?
Yeah, I was just there a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
We did a family reunion. Didn't see it for a while. After the pandemic, they were closed for a while.
Oh,
so traveling was a little difficult. But every time I go back, I'm like, oh, this is why I'm weird.
Oh, so well,
this is why I'm weird. So have you
that.
been to Canada?
What? No.
I did.
Oh, you've been.
Grade.
Oh, okay.
I think we went up there and we saw some play and did some. I was on like a vacation with my aunt. My camera got stolen, and I was like, I'm never coming back.
The Canadians stole your camera?
They broke into our car
What?
and stole my like $500 camera in the hotel parking lot.
I thought Canada was like all
nice.
just nice people or something.
It probably was an American.
Oh, yeah,
Just
maybe.
kidding. So, no, I've been there one time.
So what are you talking about? Like you said, this is why I'm weird, or what's that about?
I just feel like, Canadians are polite and peculiar
Oh,
and
okay,
authentically themselves. And even like living here in Yuma growing up, it kind of felt small town. I felt like I kind of had to fit in, wear the right clothes, say the right things to be accepted. And then living in Austin, where it's keep Austin weird, everybody accepts each other.
I've never
embraces,
been there.
Yeah, it's a very artistic community. I was able to be like, oh, okay.
I'm welcome.
Yes.
So why did you move to Texas?
Well, I was dating someone that wanted to live there at the time, and then that ended, and I ended up staying because it just felt like home. It felt like community. I was able to express myself and, work odd jobs, do a lot of yoga, swim in the springs, and eat barbecue.
So that's where you got into yoga.
Yeah.
Like, were you just going to like practice yourself, or did you immediately think I want to teach?
No, I did about 10 years of practice, taking classes, finding different teachers, different styles. I really resonated with the teachers that kind of shared those inspirational quotes, really made it more about a personal, personal development journey. I resonated a lot with the poetry within it, with the creativeness in it. And it set. And wasn't until 2020 when I did my teacher training. So I practiced as a student for a very long time. And I always admired yoga teachers. They just had the right things to say. They felt so at ease in their own bodies. And I was like, I want that for myself.
So were you looking for something at that time? Or was it like in Austin, that's a big community, people doing yoga? Or is it a mix of both?
There's over 1,000 registered yoga teachers in Austin alone.
Oh, wow. So
It's
it's in a lot of places then.
Yeah, it's definitely in the culture there.
It's in the culture. So then you said, you know what, I'm going to try this since everybody else is doing it. And then you kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah, it was more, I go into it as many people do for the physical part. I want to be able to do a handstand. I want to be able to go upside down.
Flexibility.
So you started in the physical. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's one of the vehicles of yoga. We start with the asana, the movement practice. And then at the end of a practice, if you've ever taken yoga, you just feel different at the end. You feel more calm. You feel more at peace. And I was
usually end with laying there in
Shavasana,
a corpse pose.
Yes.
And then you kind of just like, oh, that was great.
Yeah. And I was like, what's going on underneath all of this? What's happening? And so that's what really provoked me to want to go into studying it more, learning about it more. My mom being a nurse my whole life, she's like, just be a nurse, Alexis.
Oh, okay.
You'll make money, you'll help people, you'll be secure, it'll be fine. But it was not my personality.
She's like, quit being weird, be a nurse.
Yeah. You're being extra weird for us Canadians.
We don't do yoga.
No. So there's obviously a spiritual aspect of it. So then you started to kind of pull on that thread as you went in, and you found some resonance with that as well.
Certainly. And then doing the first program. So when you become a yoga teacher, the 200 is like an associate's degree. Like it's the intro part of it.
Gotcha.
And during that 200 hour, they had a gentleman come in and talk about yoga therapy. And he basically described yoga therapy as a way to use yoga practices to help balance the body, strengthen and condition, bring yourself back into a nice, easy state. And he worked in hospitals. He worked in rehab centers. It was really getting identified as a clinical practice. And so that's where I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I want. That's what will make my mom happy.
Oh, okay.
If I can bring the clinical side to it, she'll get off my back.
Exactly.
Oh, so okay. So then that definitely resonated, like you said, with your mom. So it's like, I can bring these two worlds together. And so then that's when you started to look into maybe taking some classes so you could teach, or were you already on that path?
Yeah, well, funny enough, it was right as the pandemic was starting. So it was 2020. And in March, we have a huge festival called South by Southwest, big film festival.
Okay.
And they canceled it. And I was like dumbfounded. I was like, there's no way they're going to cancel this $1 million, big, huge. And that's when it dawned on me, like, this is a real deal. Like, we're shutting down everything. And I ended up having to leave Austin and move back to Arizona kind of unexpectedly. Lost my job, lost my house. Like, a lot of things fell apart. And I was like, never planning to come back to Yuma.
Yeah,
That
for
was not the
sure.
plan.
That's the majority of us.
Yeah. And I had already signed up for a training, and I had reached out to them like, what's going to happen here? Are we still doing the training? And they're like, well, luckily we're doing it all on Zoom because everything needs to be remote right now anyway.
Sure.
So during 2020 to 2021, I had this really lovely pillar of knowledge to lean on in what felt like a very chaotic time for everybody.
Yeah.
And so that was a really saving grace for doing a 200-hour training all online. Not only I was able to connect to this like-minded group still from Austin, even though I was in Yuma, I was also able to really do the practices. I did a lot of online training, a lot of teaching online. So I had to get good at describing what to do with your body without being physically present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was that easy or hard?
It was challenging.
Yeah.
It was way harder.
You're
than I
not
thought it
there.
would be.
You're on a screen. So you're like, I can't tweak your leg. Like, I can't help you.
But it made me understand the power of words and how
like
we
that.
can really impact people, and we can give them their own embodied experience. So you don't have to watch me do it in order for you to feel good in your own
True.
body. Yeah.
Very, very, very true.
I do.
Johnny
I
needs
would
extra
be
help.
lost. Yeah, like I need somebody to go over there. Like, no, what are you doing? Adjust this, or you know what I
Johnny,
mean?
how about you get up?
Yeah, it's like I like this corpse pose or whatever.
Oh,
she
it's
called
the
it.
best. You
Yeah,
just
well, I
end
know.
laying there.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
how about you, Amanda? How did you come to the world of yoga?
It was almost opposite of you. I came from a physical place. Like, I was surfing a lot, and my shoulders and my traps were killing me.
So pain.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, and someone was like, "You should come to
Might
hot
move this
yoga."
over there.
Hot yoga, helped my shoulders and my traps. Like, so I went with a fellow surfer to some Bikram class.
And what's Bikram for everybody?
Bikram is a set of like 24 poses, I think, and it's in a hot room with stinky carpet and people wearing.
Is
Lots of
the
sweat.
stinky carpet a must? Do you have to
I
have
think
that?
because people sweat so much that a floor would be.
Oh,
Has-
maybe.
I've done hot yoga at Studio Y. You bring your own mat.
Yes,
It's tiled.
There's no
or like,
carpet.
yeah, there's no carpet. So it really wasn't stinky.
no, but Bikram is a whole different animal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't do that.
And it's like militant. It's like this is the same pose every time, and there's a real staccato to the voice of the instructors. Like, you feel like you're in a
So this is your first experience.
Yeah, but
this
I-
Like you're in
Bikram.
boot camp.
yeah, totally. That's how it felt. But I loved it because
Yeah.
I loved being told what to do. I loved the challenge of like watching as each class I took that I could get a little deeper into a pose, or I could actually do the pose.
Yeah.
So you kind of could measure yourself in the same, like, the same.
Like I was better
presentation
than I
every
was
time.
last
Yeah.
week. I can stretch a little more.
And I felt better. Like the warmth, the muscles, the collagen, everything was moving again, and it was totally.
worked.
How warm is it typically for?
I think our hot yoga classes at Studio are 90 degrees, and I think it's like 110 or something. And with humidity, they put humidity into the room, so it's intense.
But you fell in love with it because you started to see results, or I should say, feel the results.
Yeah, it was
in your
totally
body.
therapeutic. Absolutely, like I could feel it. I felt like a different human.
Okay, so did you have a similar story falling under like any of the spiritual aspect of it, or is that did it stay physical?
No, I got bored with Bikram because I have ADD, and it was the same thing every time.
Yeah.
And then I discovered Yoga Works, which was more vinyasa, like hatha vinyasa mix.
And so explain to people what that is.
It's just it's a big corporate studio, and they have yoga studios all over California and Oregon, and I fell in love with teachers there because they were kind of like famous online.
Oh,
and
okay.
you could take their classes online, and they had a presence, and there's like they'd go to Yoga Journal Live, big conferences. So I was allured by like these awesome teachers that had awesome playlists on Spotify, but then that's when the philosophy got me.
I got
Oh, the philosophy. What about the philosophy?
The yogic path, the yamas and the niyamas. We don't think we have time for all of this.
No, you have time. You're good.
But it is
I say how much time we have here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
No,
he's a dictator.
there's tenets of yoga and they come from ancient texts from India, the Upanishads, and the there's what is it? Like there's so many teachers.
Okay, so that resonated with you.
Yeah.
That started
But
to.
like she said, there's a teacher that would give a quote, make the whole class about this one yama or niyama, like do no harm. And it just like for the first time, I felt my spirituality kind of melding with something that made it make more sense. Like everything I went to church for my whole life, and it was like, oh, this is a practice where I can actually live this way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you both letting us know a little bit about your past and how you came to this. And we're going to take a break and we're going to find out how you guys came together and more. We're going to do that right after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Hi, it's Maria Hinojosa from Latino USA. You have so much information at your fingertips. Don't you sometimes feel overwhelmed by it all? Here at Latino USA, we know that your time is valuable, which is why our team prides itself on producing original stories that you won't hear anywhere else. Check us out and share us with your friends and family. Thanks for listening.
Latino USA airs on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM. Good morning. This is Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite with the KEWC Newsroom. There's a 70% chance of precipitation in Yuma today and a flood watch remaining in effect until evening. Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible, yet it'll be partly sunny with a high near 97 degrees and a low this evening of 80. On the latest Arizona Edition podcast, we hear from Congressional District 7 candidates, Daniel Gutierrez and Edward Quintana. Listen online at kwc.org.
The Yuma County Library District will present the Manhattan Short Film Festival at 6:30 p.m. on September 26th at the historic Yuma Theater. Attendees can view and vote for their favorites of the films, which were selected from approximately 1,600 entries from 75 countries. More information about this event and others is at yumalibrary.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Amanda and Alexis, talking about yoga. And so far, they haven't had me try any poses or anything. So we're safe right now. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, how the rest
towards
goes.
the end.
So Amanda, so we got a little bit about your past, your history. Now, while you're doing this, did you think I want to open up my own place? Like, and when did that happen? And how did that happen?
No, when I moved back to Yuma, that's another reason why I was so sad, is because my yoga studio I couldn't access it anymore. I didn't really.
And there at that time there wasn't one, I'm assuming.
So
there was
Mike
one.
Little was running Serenity, and he still has Serenity Yoga.
Okay.
You can still take classes from him. And then I
But
started,
it wasn't yours. That's
No,
what you're
no.
saying. Yeah, it
No, I
wasn't your
started
tribe.
working
Your
at
okay,
Club
gotcha.
Yuma,
Okay.
and they didn't have any classes like that. And I loved yoga. I wasn't a teacher yet, but Trenty Oliver, who runs the Humane Society, I think, she told me, you should just teach a class. It's just a gym. No one will care if you're not certified. Just see
Just
if
go
it
for
works.
it.
Just, we'll start a small group and you'll teach it and see if they like it. And I started teaching without being certified, and I loved it.
Nice.
So when I went to get my certification in Carlsbad, I had all this experience teaching, and I was like miles above everyone
You
else.
just
like,
aced
this
it,
is
aced it right
easy.
away.
Yeah, no, it was that experience just teaching at Club Yuma.
Was your real teacher almost.
And it was my
yeah.
catalyst. She kind of pushed me into it. I wouldn't have done it.
Mhm.
I
What
didn't
did
know
you-
I loved teaching until I
Yeah.
tried it.
What did you love about it when you started teaching? What was that first thing that you noticed?
Reaching people, getting results, seeing like crazy people be calm, like that monkey mind be tamed. You can see it in real time, like the effect just immediately.
So you fell in love with that. You're saying like, I'm leading something that's helping somebody physically, mentally, spiritually, all these different levels. And you're like, I can do this. And so you ace it over at Carlsbad. And then how did you end up with your own place?
So my friend Cassie opened Studio Y.
Okay.
I was one of the only teachers she had. It was like me and 2 other teachers. She had like 3 classes a day, maybe tops. And when she moved to Flagstaff, she's like, I know that this is crazy, but you have to buy the studio. Like, you're the only one that can do this.
Mhm.
And I was scared because I'm not a business person.
Yeah.
I'm still not.
Yeah.
Still
You're very honest and
still
open
learning,
about that. Yeah.
But it would just happen. It's like, and my cousin owns a business next door, Dream Gift Shop. So it was just she kind of pushed me into it too. And
She's like, we'll be neighbors.
yeah, it was great.
So
And
how'd your husband feel? Was he on board?
he used to do Bikram with me back in the day.
nice.
So yeah, he was all about it.
I love trying to get my husband to do yoga with me. He's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard for him, but he tries.
Well, that's the thing. You think you have to be flexible to start yoga.
Yeah.
That's not true at all.
Yeah. So what was it like first jumping into being a business owner?
Horrifying. It's like lawyers, LLC, all of this stuff. And then people expecting things from me. But
Like their paycheck.
well, not the paycheck. I'm fine with. Everybody wants something for free. And I am a pushover. So I was giving a lot of things for free. So it took a while before the business actually made any money.
Gotcha. Wow.
So, but obviously, nerves, a little scared, but you felt like this was maybe part of your calling that you have to do it. Like you said, it made sense. Your cousin's next door. She's saying you're the only one you could do this. So that passion helped you push past those nerves.
It was the community. Like all of these people started moving here, military wives, they needed a place to teach Pilates, yoga. It just started to grow on its own. It was like, I had no hand in it. It was like,
It just worked out.
it just
worked
and
itself
it still
out. Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Like even if there's a teacher that shouldn't be working there, that they take themselves out
They
of the
time
equation.
out.
I haven't had to have confrontation
Or like
with
fire
anybody.
anybody.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just been
You haven't had to go in there. You're out of here. What's wrong with
I've
you?
never
No.
had to fire
Get out of
anyone.
that pose and get
It's
out.
just,
Yeah.
there's something about this space where everyone comes together and
Well, you kind of said that too. So you had a little bit of damage during the storm and you were stressed out and we were texting and I was like, how's the studio? And you're like, oh, it's already almost like better. Everyone came over. They helped me put it back together. And I was like, look at that.
No.
The whole community, your yoga community showed up for you. I said, that was
during
cool.
COVID too, they didn't want to stop classes. So we started having them in the garden next door. And like, it's just always done. It's been a natural progression. Like I haven't had to force anything. And
That's awesome.
That's how I know it's right. Like
How do you find your teachers?
they find me.
Okay.
They come to you.
I don't even promote I don't do any promotion. I don't do
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You tried to help
I
me.
tried to help back in the day, and she's just like, yeah.
And when we
I
were
don't
talking
know.
about her being on the shoot, I was like, well, we can't promote. And she's like, I don't promote anyway.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what she
so
said in the
easy for
email,
me. I was
yeah.
like, okay, then you're in. So I'm curious how you came
Yeah,
to be.
so like you found her, like,
Yeah, did you come to her?
We were.
was it like, oh,
I
you
was
just kind of
blessed.
float in?
The funny thing is when I finished my 200 hour, they were like, most people don't teach right away. They take another year to do more trainings and develop their craft. And I was here in Yuma, and within a couple of weeks, she's like, hey, do you want to teach at the studio? I was like, public classes? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Why
will.
not?
And it kind of rolled from there. And it's been continuing to grow organically. Like she said, we have just added more modalities. I offer sound baths and acupuncture there now as
nice.
well. We do so much meditation stuff. And so it's not all about the physical practice. And I think that's really cool about Studio Wise, that we don't just do one style.
Yeah.
We offer a lot of different options, a lot of different kinds of teachers.
Well, because people that do yoga, they lead a certain lifestyle. Like if you're really dedicated, like you said, meditation and things like that. Those are it's not just, like you said, purely physical. So you have to kind of cater to the customer, and offer all those things, and it brings in more people. So how long have you been teaching at Studio Y?
4 years now.
Nice.
Almost 5. Yeah.
And how do you do class every day?
I do classes 5-6 days a week. I've got a regular Monday stuff, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're fortunate enough when people reach out, we can do on-site stuff. So businesses, corporate stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so what I love about yoga is that you have a studio, and Studio Y is just a little diamond in the rough. I honestly wouldn't stay in Yuma as long as I have if Studio Y wasn't here. It's just been such a blessing in my life. But the cool thing about yoga is that you can do it anywhere. You can do it outside. You can do it over the Zoom call. Like it's a very offered modality to all different body types. And really working with the community here has been great because, in the winter we get our winter visitors and you have to really cater to the people that are in front of you.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to teach somebody to do crow pose that is not physically able to do it. So we really focus on inclusivity and making sure that everybody feels welcome and warm and that they don't have to have a certain yoga outfit and be a certain type of person in order to experience the benefit.
So like Johnny could show up in his plaid
and your denim.
Yeah.
his hat.
And you mentioned outside. You do teach outside in season at High Tanks and Naked Dates Farm, right? Are you still doing that?
Absolutely, yeah. And Misty was also one of the very first people to let me teach a public class. And that has been a beautiful development as well, because if you've never been out there, there's over 1,000 palm trees and you're doing yoga under the palms, the sounds of nature with the beautiful sunshine. And it's in the winter, not the summer, y'all.
Yeah.
So it's really gorgeous. And to me, combining those aspects of nature with yoga is just a perfect fit.
Do you also do the kids' classes? I actually took my now 7, he was probably 3, a few kids classes at Studio Y. Do you still do that?
She's our guru.
Me.
She's
That's
the guru.
you? Okay.
That's my jam.
You like teaching the kids?
I even take it to the schools. I love it.
Oh.
Yeah, kids are natural yogis and I learn so much from them. And
my 7-year-old is nicknamed Yogi because he can sit like a pretzel. It's like he has no, I don't know. It's so weird. And he likes to meditate already. And so
bring him to us.
I will. He'll be the next one.
So, and we brought up earlier meditation. What I know about yoga is that's why it was created, so you could tire the body, the monkey mind, to get into meditation quicker, or just have that kind of almost a fatigue in the body so you can go to that place. Do you guys know much about that? Do they teach that at the, okay, if anyone wants to comment.
Yoga is a moving meditation. Just going into the challenging poses quiets the mind immediately because you're going inward. It's like a work in, not a workout.
It definitely cultivates present moment awareness, because if you're doing something challenging with your body, you don't have time to think about your grocery list and what happened yesterday with your buddy. And it's an 8-limb path. So it's almost like a cumulative journey. You move the body, you work with the breath, and then you look at self-focus, and really you want to achieve a state where you feel connected to divine source or whatever you consider higher power, to find this place of calm and peace from within.
I like that. I was really struggling with meditation at one point. I felt like I was doing it wrong. I couldn't get to that, like you said, the quiet. And I had a mentor named Jody, and she was like, well, when do you feel the most grounded? When's your mind the most quiet? I said, when I'm working out. And she was like, there you go. You're meditating when you're working out. And it blew my mind. I thought I had to sit there and chant, and do all the things. And she's like, no, if that's when you're most centered, that's meditation for you. So I like that you guys said that right now. Can you tell me about your sound healing?
Yeah. So sound healing is actually an ancient modality as well. It's been around for thousands of years. And what it does is it creates sound, which we all love if you're a music fan.
Yeah.
And I also kind of think of it as like an anchor for the mind. So when your mind won't stop running, we're playing sounds within the room that you're not only hearing, but you're feeling within your body. And it helps to close down those thoughts and just really let you relax and release, as well as the vibration is hitting every cell in your body. So why I love it is it's a non-physical, non-verbal modality. You don't have to do anything other than lay there and receive, and you don't even have to understand it in order for it to work.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Do you find that people have a hard time laying there just to absorb it? Is that?
I would imagine so.
It's interesting to see the fidgets. It's interesting to see people that are almost like jumping out of their own skin. But often, if you get them to move and you get them to breathe and then you bring them into it, they can rest a little bit deeper. But
can you guys astral project?
Wow, we just went there. Wow, I sound crazy. Okay.
I did at Studio
We're going to edit
Y.
this out.
No,
from the
I
one
did
that
at
goes out.
Studio
I'm just
Y.
kidding.
I was doing like a retreat there, and there was a sound bath, and it was so loud, and there was like gongs going, and it was crazy. And I swear, she's like, okay, time to wake up. I came back into my body. And my husband was the one that told me, you astral projected. And I was like, what? So is that real? Am I crazy?
That's happened to me during Yoga Nidra multiple times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Which you teach Yoga Nidra as well, don't you?
Yeah. Yoga Nidra is yogic sleep. So it's a practice where your body is completely asleep, but your mind is awake, and you can go to different realms. You can get divine messages.
It's real.
No, I know it's real. I'm being very quiet, but I've experienced all of it. I used to do yoga. The hospital used to offer it for people, the nurses and stuff. And so I used to take a course because my cousin was a nurse. So I'd go with him.
Nice.
And I did yoga for quite some time. I've also done the sound therapy with the Acu Detox thing where
it's like the ear thing. Right?
Yeah. I get that. And then, I've left my body. It's like, it's real. Like I'll be, maybe
but like
the people
look at
listening.
you like, what? But you're like, no, it really did happen.
Yeah. So like if something's stressful, like right now, I should probably go do it. I'm really
Right
in a
after the
stressful
show.
time. Yeah, I should. But I've been there and it's just like, the wait, like, okay, it's time to get up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Where like,
was I?
Yeah. So that feeling is definitely, and is that like the practice to try to get somebody there or just, guide them the best you can?
They'll have their own journey.
They'll have their own journey.
If they don't believe it or they don't want it, just try it for yourself. And really you come into a place where your body can finally rest and digest and heal. This is really about self-healing, self-awareness, and coming into a calm, relaxed state, which most of us in our waking day aren't as calm and relaxed as we're sure we'd like to be.
Yeah, very true.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
and I did take the one at the Naked Dates on a Saturday morning, and it's beautiful out there. It's great. It was just hard to get up that early in the morning all the time. But now I got a good practice of getting up in the morning, so I'm gonna be there. I really like it. It's very nice to be out, like you said, in nature, and you do have a a calming voice.
Oh yeah, you're so soothing. I'm like ready for a nap.
Yeah, it's like it's great, And so before we go, I want AccuDetox. I want you to explain a little bit about that if you could.
Yeah, so it's auricular acupuncture. We're placing needles in specific points in the ear. It's 5 in each ear, and it's a detoxification protocol. It's rooted in ancient Chinese medicine, but more recently they used it to help people get off of methadone and heroin in the 1970s in Bronx, New York. They didn't have access to these healing, and they're able to place the needles, drop you into a very deep, meditative, relaxed state so that they can transition off of these really hard substances into a normal life. Now, how we use it is to help promote detoxification, not just what we eat, but what we take in from our environment, what our subconscious mind is experiencing. And once the needles are in, you are dropped into this state. So if you quote unquote can't meditate, it's almost like a secret passage into meditation.
It opens that door.
Because those needles really promote that. There's channels from the ears that are innervated during fetal development that go into the organ systems of the body. So that's why we're using the ears. And what I love about it, we do it in a community setting with everybody laying on the ground, because when you heal in a group, the resonance of healing is actually amplified. So when we're doing it together, we're promoting each other's healing.
I love it.
And I like to play sound during it because I think of them as little antennas and your body's made out of water and they're just soaking in all this vibration. And
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's really cool.
Oh,
Okay. I said I was going to end at that. I'm not going to. Breath work. Do you guys do breath work?
Yeah. And we call it pranayama.
Pranayama. You do the pranayama.
Prana is a life force. Yama is a discipline of. So in my practice, I do more calming, regulating practices where it's more about soothing the nervous system. Whereas there's other options where you can kind of intensify the nervous system.
I've done that, intensified, and then got calm. And that's one of the times that I'm just like, whoa.
I'm in
Like,
outer space.
You do this one like 1, 2, 3, like that for a while. And then, okay, now stop. And then it's like, where did I go? And so, but you offer what you said, a calmer one?
Yeah, I love the one you're describing. And Amanda has a lot of experience with it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say anything about that?
I teach that to kids to help regulate their nervous system.
Oh, wow.
When I teach them, when they're feeling sad or mad or angry and they want to do something about it, take a minute and take 5 breaths. And we do like deep breath work with the kids, and it resonates with them so well because lion's breath, they're fun, but they also they feel totally grounded afterwards. Some of them they're like, my head feels funny. But
but maybe their head feels funny, but you could tell like a physical difference.
They're not
more
mad
calm.
anymore.
They're not upset.
It's magic. It's medicine.
Oh, I love that.
Wow, magic in our breath. It's right there. It's available all the
Exactly.
time. It's pretty crazy.
Well, do you want to tell us any quick thing about your studio before we go? Any special events you have coming up?
We have free classes every Sunday because we love our community.
Wow.
We have a free Rite of the Womb ceremony with Chrissy coming up this Saturday.
Next Saturday, it's a women's healing circle.
Yeah,
where you connect to the womb. It's really beautiful.
Wow.
So lots of opportunities to explore different things.
And how do they check out your schedule?
We are on Instagram. We are not really on Facebook because they don't connect anymore for some reason. We have a website, www.studioyyoga.com.
Awesome.
Come on down. We have printed paper calendars for our paper folks. And
People still like paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something for everybody.
just stop by. And we're there 7 days a week. Classes.
Awesome.
And we got kids. Anybody's invited. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were great. Thank you.
What
so
time
much.
on Sundays?
10:30 is the free class.
The 10:30.
Awesome. Johnny, let's go.
I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to check that out. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being with us. And again, I've done it. The stuff works.
Yes,
so
it does. It's
yeah,
awesome.
I was being quiet, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much. We'll be back. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Bonnie and we're going to talk about the Hansen House right here in Yuma, Arizona. We'll be back. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel, carpet, and RV cleaning. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
Hi, this is Thomas Crivens from Bill Street Caravan. Coming up this week, we've got Keisha Cook Norman, live from the Green Room in Crosstown Arts.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Lou Gum. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that Secretary of State Adrian Fontes cannot enforce a rule banning offensive or insulting speech around polling locations. The court found part of the state's election procedures manual was overly broad and vague, potentially making people criminally liable even when they did not intend to threaten or harass voters. Election attorney Andrew Gould, who represented the challengers, said the ruling is a major win for free expression.
The speech restriction they had in the EPM went too far and gave too much discretion to government officials to criminalize and punish speech that they viewed as offensive or harassing.
Fontes defended the rule, saying it aimed to protect voters from intimidation, but the court said it could chill legal political speech. The ruling upholds a lower court's injunction, though Fontes will still have a chance to argue his case at trial. The decision leaves open just how far Arizona election officials can go to regulate speech at the polls. For KAWC News, I'm Lou Gum.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
Here's an invitation for you to join the party here at the Retro Cocktail Hour, where the swinging sounds of the space-age bachelor pad come alive. Every week we serve up classic tiki tunes, private eye jazz, groovy bossa nova, and other incredibly strange music. I'm Daryl Brogdon. Join us for a hi-fi highball, the Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Steve and Bonnie Did I say that right? The last name
You did.
So I'm assuming, Bonnie, you got that name from Steve.
I did.
Okay. So Steve, tell me the origins of that name real quick. I'm just curious.
It's European. It's comes from France, from French origin. So it's a very rare name.
Very rare. Yeah, I was like, am I saying that wrong? I always get nervous about saying it.
I've heard it every which way you can phrase it, and even ways you can't phrase it. But
people just make stuff up.
It's all good.
Yeah. You're like, I know what
you nailed
it sounds
it
like.
right away.
Oh,
So,
cool. Good
job.
Can I just say this is adorable that they're holding hands? Like,
Yeah,
this
you can
is
you can
so
say whatever you
cute.
want, Ronnie.
Oh, really?
I will
Well,
not-
then, I'm just kidding.
We
We're
will
in
not
this
censor
together,
you.
so.
We didn't know they were married until right now, of course, because we never know who's married or who's related. But
Yeah,
they just,
and we don't want to assume.
Exactly.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you guys are adorable.
Thank you.
and you came, Steve, as support. You said.
I do support her 100%. This the Hansen House she'll tell you all about it, and I'm I'm behind it all the way.
That's awesome. Like, and how I became familiar, I was talking to Justin Hale, who's on your board, I believe. Justin, I went over there to pick up some gifts that he's given away for a promotion I'm doing. And I just mentioned, like, hey, if you know anybody that should come on the show, he said, you need to get Bonnie on in the Hansen House. Have you heard of this? I was like, no, I had no idea what it was. He's like, you need to. This is amazing. You got to find out. He sent me the information. You got a hold of me. And so we are going to dive into that. But first, I want to know, are you from here in Yuma, or how'd you end up here, Bonnie?
No, I'm not from Yuma. I'm from Indiana.
Indiana, okay.
Yes. And I actually moved here, over 30 years ago, and I got on the fire department.
Oh, okay.
That's where I met Steve.
Oh,
so
okay.
What did you do with the fire department?
I was a firefighter.
You were a firefighter? How cool.
She was a good one.
Oh, wow. So you were, and you wanted to be a firefighter? Like that was like a dream of yours?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So what age did you start?
I was 25.
Wow. My niece just graduated high school and she's already certified.
Oh, good.
So
for
like,
her.
that's crazy, isn't it? You can come out of high
awesome.
school and already have your certification. She's just waiting to get hired somewhere, which can take a while. We were just talking about Bo. He just got hired on San Luis. He starts
Fantastic.
Monday. He found
Awesome.
out
Good
yesterday
for
it's
him.
official, but it took 5 no's to get there. So it's a difficult profession to break into.
So what is it about running into burning buildings that you enjoy, Bonnie?
Yeah. Why do you guys do this?
I think it just was to help people, you know, the whole thing with the EMS and the fire service, you know, to be there to help people in their time of need.
Wow.
So the helping, that's the thread that, but you're also going into emergency situations, right? There's other ways to help people. So how did you come to the decision, like, I'm willing to do that, and like almost the most dire of times?
I was always involved with athletics.
Oh, okay. There we go.
That was something that always drove me, is being active. And I think the fire service is something that really drew me.
So you're athletic enough. You had the ability to be able to do it, and you wanted to help people. So you put those two together and said, okay, this is the path I'm going to take.
Yes.
Awesome. And you were a firefighter too?
I was.
So that's how you guys met, at the same station, or?
And I actually met her at the gym prior to her getting on the fire department. And then she was actually trying to get on the fire department at the time. I was already on with the city of Yuma. And when she came on, we worked together. She's awesome. She was a firefighter, a hazardous materials technician. I mean, she did everything. And, you know, as things go, we fell in love and got married, and now we're here today. Still
wow. 2
working together and
firefighters
doing some great things for the community. So it's about community. You know, the fire service is about serving the community and what we've done here. And she actually got out of the fire service, became a nurse, served the community as a hospice nurse for many years. And that's where this dream of this project that we're going to talk about, the Hansen House, came about. And we retired about 3 years ago and went from that retirement right into this.
So how did you make that transition, Bonnie, going from being a firefighter to a nurse? What was that like, and what prompted that?
Well, I always enjoyed the medical side of firefighting.
Okay.
And so
sorry, are you a paramedic? Where did you do paramedic?
No, I was an EMT.
Okay, but you didn't do the paramedic side. Okay.
Steve did.
Oh, okay. Because that's an extra like year or 2 of schooling. Yeah, it's a lot more.
It's a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So you did the EMT side. So you enjoyed that side.
I did.
Okay.
I did. So I thought, oh, I'll go into nursing. So I went to the schooling for that, and
did you locally, or?
I did.
Oh,
I went
okay.
Here.
You went to here,
nice.
AWC? Oh, cool. I always love it when our
I
guests,
know.
yeah, they said they've been here. That's so cool. I love it. And I thank AWC for letting us use this facility. Really, really nice facility.
Don't kick us out.
Yeah. Don't ever kick us out. Let us stay here. We appreciate you. So you said you found out, like, okay, I really, really like helping people, and I have some more like affinity towards the medical side. And then you said, I'm going to go back to school. And you wanted to be a nurse where, like, the hospital? Like, what would you want to do?
Yeah. So I originally said I had enough with death and dying in the fire service. And so I thought I'd wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. And
the opposite side, right? Yeah. Bringing life into the world. Yeah.
Is it what you thought?
No, I never even got into it. I went straight to ICU.
Oh, and why is that?
I think it was more of like the adrenaline, similar to the fire service. And so I just chose to go to the intensive care unit. I was there for 7 years. And then from there, I transitioned into hospice.
Wow. So how did that transition go? And why? Why did you decide to do that?
So when I graduated from nursing school and I got into the intensive care unit, my first shift alone without my mentor was both of my patients died. And then the next shift, one died. And then the next shift, one died.
Yikes. Yeah.
And I said, God, are you telling me something? And it took me 7 years to listen to him.
Because you were trying to leave all of that and you just transitioned.
And that is a very interesting conversation to have with God.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're seeing a little bit of a pattern, you know, and so that prompted, you said, a conversation, but that was early on. And you said 7 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital for 7 years and then I transitioned into hospice.
Okay. And so what was that? That was the calling, or is that where's the job that was available? I'm trying to put it into words. Like, how did that happen?
You're like, how did this come
or
up?
like, I've seen enough death. Like I could have a good impact on people at their last moments. Like what?
I think that's what it was. When I was in the ICU, I seemed to get the patients that the family was deciding to make the decision to allow natural death or to terminally extubate a patient. And I thought, maybe I just need to go and help people that are in their own homes. And so I looked into hospice services, and we had a couple hospice agencies here. And so I asked them about starting with them, and they said yes.
And did you automatically, when you got on board, did that feel like, okay, this is fulfilling?
It did.
It did. Oh,
very much.
Because I know you're trying to get away from death, but you're still doing it. But it's a different light.
Yes.
It's a chosen death almost, or I don't know if I'm even using the right words. Versus like ICU, this is urgent. This is an accident, maybe. So I can see how the transition you could go that way, but it might be a little bit easier to deal with.
I think when I left the fire department, I was looking to stay away from death or get away from death. But I think God wanted me to be in that field. And so he kind of redirected my path back to helping those that are dying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the day that I found out about the service, my cousin was at home passing away from cancer. So I was like, I would try to find out like if he could be a part of this, but he ended up passing away that night. And so it was like, I was totally shocked that this exists. And we're going to find out what this is, the Hansen House, after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio. Somebody get Talon.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Break time.
Break time. It's all right.
I told you he sleeps back there.
No, he's not asleep. He was awake. He was working.
He was. He's so busy.
There's the music.
Break time.
Monster Mash, a Halloween party benefiting Hospice of Yuma, will take place on October 31st at the Hilton Pivot Point Center. The event will include dancing, a raffle, appetizers, and contests with prizes. Details, tickets, and sponsorship information is available by calling 928-343-2222.
What's Up Yuma is now on your local public radio station, KOFA 94.7 FM. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on our next program, we are going to be joined first by Amanda and Alexis from Studio Y, and second, Bonnie from the Hansen House. So join us for What's Up Yuma Radio weekday mornings at 10 on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online through the KAWC YouTube and Border Radio Facebook pages.
The Arizona Western College Community Band will perform in concert at 7 in the evening on October 6th at the Schoening Conference Center on AWC's Yuma campus. The band will present pieces that represent a range of contrasting styles from the symphonic band repertoire. More information is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. Talon is awake and alert now, and He's going to be about it. I love it.
We're sorry, Tala. We bug you so much.
I wish people could see my view.
Can
I could
you
just
say
most
say
of the time
something?
I could just see his eyes.
The top of his head.
But get the mic on, Talon.
There's his voice.
There he is.
So you're awake.
Yes.
We're okay.
The
He said yes.
infamous Talon in the
I
studio.
call him
with,
the caveman engineer.
yeah. He's in there in a little room that we keep him in.
We keep the door locked.
The door's locked. Yeah. He has to stay in there. So okay, we talked a lot about death, but there's a reason we're talking about it. So can we get into the Hansen House, how it originally started? And you're at hospice. Kind of take us to you said 7, like how long were you at hospice? Sorry.
So I've actually been involved with hospice and palliative care for the last 13 years.
Okay, last 13 years. So let us know how that transitioned into the Hansen House.
Sure. So for the last 6 years before I retired, I was working at the hospital in palliative care.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Palliative care is symptom management for people that have a disease process.
Okay.
So a lot of times people confuse it with hospice because hospice is symptom management also, but it is hospice for people that are no longer seeking aggressive treatment.
So they've decided to stop fighting it.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. Or, they may have COPD or some other disease process where they're just done and they don't want to go into the hospital anymore. They don't want to receive any more special treatments, diagnostics, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So with palliative care, the symptoms are being managed and they can still go to the hospital and they can still receive treatments. So I was in the hospital working in palliative care. And what ended up happening was I saw when I first started there, the need for a home in the community where people can go that are on hospice services to get their daily care needs met.
Okay.
So hospice services is not in the home 24/7, which is a big misconception because people say, oh, we'll take hospice. And then they find out, well, I can't provide the care for them. It's too overwhelming, or I still have to work, or I have children in the home.
They assume a nurse will be there 24/7.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And in reality, you have a case manager, a nurse that comes to the home. They're there maybe an hour, depending on the symptoms that need to be managed. You have an aide that can come in and help you get cleaned up. There's a chaplain involved, a social worker, and then the physician. But for the most part, 95% of the care is done by the family or a friend in the home.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see why that's rough. That's hard.
And when it was happening with my cousin recently, his wife and it was his son there, and they were completely exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were so tired, and they got to the point where, sorry, like no more visitors. We're just trying to rest when we can, and it was a very difficult time for them.
No, they're losing their loved one and having to watch it.
And provide the services and take care of. So there was a need that you saw in that. And so was it your idea? Like there needs to be a place?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. I thought to myself, we either need to have a floor for it here at the hospital, or we should have something out in the community where they can be discharged to receive their daily care needs.
Okay.
So we are not a hospice, and a lot of people get that confused. They think that our home is a hospice home. We are a comfort care home for hospice patients.
Okay.
You can be on any of the 6 hospice agencies here in town and still come to our home.
Okay.
But you have to be on hospice. So our home is a 3-bedroom home right below the hospital, very close to the hospital. And we take the neediest. So the majority of our patients or our residents are actively dying.
Yeah.
So they need total care. They're not getting out of bed, they're not eating, they're not drinking, but they're incontinent, they need to be bathed, they need to be dressed, they need their comfort medications. And that's what our caregivers do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a house. So how did you go from it needs to either be on the floor of the hospital to actually having a house and putting this idea together?
So I didn't get a whole lot from the hospital. And then I did more research, and there is a program out called the Omega Home Network, and it's throughout the United States. And their philosophy is a social model hospice home where the care needs are met in the home while hospice comes in to see them.
Okay.
There are no homes in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
None. There are various homes throughout the country, but none in Arizona.
Wow.
So none in Arizona. So like, how did you start to pull on that thread to say, I'm going to get a place? Like,
And be the first one.
You're not a business person, right? This isn't your forte, right? So how did that happen? And how did you end up with a place?
I will tell you, it was by the grace of God that we were able to do this. We were very tenacious with it, with the state. The state didn't know what category to even put us in for licensing. It took us 3 years to get open.
Wow.
3 years of like back and forth with the state and certain legalities.
Yes.
Oh, wow. But you were going to fight for this because you think that this is what the community needs. We need to make this happen.
Correct. And we did. And basically they put us in the category of an assisted living home.
Okay.
Which we are assisting with their living while they're here.
Yes.
But there are a lot of requirements for a home that we don't necessarily fall into. But we're jumping through the hoops.
Yeah, you're
making
still
it work.
working.
We're making it work.
So you have 3 bedrooms.
We do.
So they're occupied at all times?
So we just they were filled as of yesterday. We had a death yesterday. And we're supposed to have an admission today, and he passed this morning.
Oh my
so
gosh.
we are pretty busy.
Yeah.
Pretty busy. We have had 98 people in the house since we opened last April.
So you opened last
Wow.
April.
Yeah.
So I want to. So the building, did you have to raise money to get this house? Like, how did that happen?
So we're renting.
You're renting.
We're
gosh,
renting
really?
a home. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
And so does the state like help with that?
No.
No. So you guys are renting.
Yes. So we are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 nonprofit.
Gotcha.
And we apply for grants and we petition for funding from individuals, from businesses. And we do charge a daily rate, which is $90, which is less than a hotel room.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And because we're nonprofit and the generosity of the community, we can look at what people make and reduce the rate to what they can afford.
That's awesome.
And just over a third of the residents we've had have paid a reduced rate or for free.
Wow. Or for free.
For free.
And you're saying that's the
amazing.
generosity of the community.
Correct.
So it's at like local businesses. Like, do they contact you? Do you go out and petition? Or because I know Yuma is a very generous. They're like love to give and support. We're a community here. So what was that like, and how does that happen?
Yep. It was a lot of walking and a lot of talking. And we're still doing it. We're still hitting the pavement, trying to go out and get donations. What's a blessing is when people have been in our home, word of mouth has gotten out.
Yeah.
And we have donations. We have continuous monthly donations that come in. We have some people petition or give $25 a month.
Yeah.
We have some that give $200 a month.
Wow.
So we're very, very blessed.
So the nurses that care for the patients, are they volunteer?
So they are caregivers, certified caregivers through the state.
Gotcha.
And we are not allowed to have volunteer caregivers as the assisted living home through the state. We can't have volunteers as caregivers. So our caregivers are certified caregivers, and they also have additional training in end-of-life care.
Wow. So what are some of the services? We're going to be wrapping up. Like, what is it typically like when somebody goes in and takes part in this?
Sure. So we get an admission, and a lot of times they come from the hospital or from home, and they're transported to our home. We get them into our special beds that we have. They're very comfortable beds. And then we get them changed into a nice soft gown. And our caregivers provide, they'll turn them, they clean them, they feed them if they're eating. There's drinks for them. We try to give them whatever they want to eat or drink if they're eating and drinking, because that's what quality of life is.
Yeah.
They are private rooms, family can be there 24/7 if they want to.
Oh, wow.
They have their own TV. We try to find out what they like to watch, what their favorite music is, and we provide that for them for the best.
So comfort.
quality.
Yeah, comfort at the end. That
Wow.
Exactly.
we got like
24-hour
20
care.
seconds left, and you want to go ahead and mention your event?
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are having a gathering. It's the third annual Bountiful Blessings Gathering, and it is Friday, November 21st. Tickets are $50, and you can contact Steve at 928-502-9755.
Steve's a great guy. I like them. We found out you retired as a fire chief too.
Woo!
I did.
Yep.
Top dog.
Great career and love helping Bonnie with this project.
Well, love what you guys are
a great
doing.
team.
We appreciate you. And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Ornelas, Cecilia, and Dave Reek.
And you can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music, today featuring the debut of our new student volunteer host, Isis Alcala.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Yana Cruz from the Yuma Territorial Prison. They got something really cool going on right now, as well as Richard Mahan. He's an up-and-coming MMA superstar right here in town.
And you can listen to the podcast version of our program at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right, we're out of time.
did it
Thank you
all.
guys so much for being
Yes,
here.
thank you.
Thank you.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.